Madison Middle School stepping forth ceremony. At this time, rise to Madison singers to sing the national anthem.
Oh, say, can you On this beautiful day, it is my pleasure to congratulate you on your promotion to ninth grade. I know for many of you and your families, it's hard to believe that your middle school days are almost over and you're ready for high school. The good news is that in my short time here at Trumbull Public Schools, I've learned that the 8th grade class of Madison Middle School is extraordinary. That's right, extraordinary. Extraordinary in ways that are certain to build success in high school and beyond. So what makes this 8th grade class so special? This class is one of the most caring and empathetic groups of students to walk the halls of Madison Middle School. In the middle of a national pandemic, when they could have concentrated on themselves, they thought of others. As one of your teachers shared with me, they just have a positive attitude and go out of their way to make a difference, to look out for one another. From the Start Hello campaign, which included connecting with others to say something weak, which was aimed at looking for friends that might need help, you looked to be empathetic, to show that you understood others' perspectives, and to be sure that others had the support they needed. According to Harvard Business Review, empathy is one of the most essential ingredients for leadership success and excellent performance. The Global Economic Forum listed as one of the top characteristics that boosts employability, and Yale University reports that empathy is the most key component to emotional intelligence and success. And you, Madison 8th graders, have been practicing empathy in ways this year that have been recognized on both the state and national levels for the tremendous service that you have provided for one another. And in addition to this extraordinary ability to empathize, your teachers also noted that this class has a great sense of humor and that you know how to make sure that you go with the flow. They remarked that you're resilient through this unusual school year, and that at times, instead of getting frustrated when asked to quarantine after contact tracing, many of you simply joke with one another, "Hey man, I got the trace." In closing, as you leave Madison and continue to Trumbull High School, I urge you to never lose those two qualities that I shared with you today, your empathy and sense of humor. In addition to your academic achievements, they are bound to bring you continued success as you continue to reach for the stars and accomplish your goals and ambitions. Thank you.
Next, I want to acknowledge two of our Board of Education members that are here with us this evening, Mrs. Norcell and Mrs. Petiti. I'm not sure if they want to simply wave or say a quick word. Mrs. Norcell usually wants to at least stay a little front.
I won't keep you long, but I wish all of you a wonderful high school year next year. And I'm hoping that we're going to have many more. As this year got better, I'm sure we're going to have a better year next year. Now, today, as Mr. Sullivan said, we bring you wishes from the whole Board of Education because we're very proud of you. But myself, I'm very proud of all of you. I'm very proud of my French 10 students who are sitting out there. We're going over the list to check out how many spent your elementary years with them. As I told the elementary school students years and years ago, we hope to give you roots and wings. And I know Mrs. Sullivan did the same thing here. We hope to feed those roots and those wings. Use both as you go off to Trumbull High School this fall.
proud of all of you and so happy to give you this proper send-off tonight. There are different components to what I want to say to you tonight. I want to make some observations, to offer some advice, and to conclude by answering an important question which my own daughter recently asked me. First, some observations. Two things about your class have truly inspired. One in a more dramatic, public way, and the other in a quieter, day-to-day way. And actually, Doctor, I wanted to highlight a lot of what I'm talking about here, because I have to acknowledge those of you who are CARE or Save Promise Club members, you're the equivalent of 5-star generals in terms of how decorated you have been, in terms of the awards you have received and recognition of your service to others. I have bragged so many times about you in my weekly letter to your parents. Service actually defines this 8th grade class. In reflecting on this, even though a somewhat small core of students took the initiative and have earned most of the honors, it is so many of the students in the 8th grade class, whether learning in person or from home, who took up their ideas and ran with them, who contributed to the cause, engaged in the events, and provided the passion to fuel each and every spirit day of the week. The second thing which inspired me occurred shortly after our reopening in March. We were looking to limit the number of students who ate in the cafeteria. We were also looking to make school more fun. So we allowed many of you to eat outside in our courtyard, and we allowed you to be active. We were basically resurrecting recess. Little did I know that all that many of you needed was a tennis ball and a wall to make you happy. If parents were able to watch the 8th graders in our courtyard during lunch even this week, you would have seen, just like any day since late March, 20, 30, maybe 40 8th grade boys playing wall ball. I still don't understand all the rules of that game. I mention it because it was such a welcome sight. After months largely spent inside and mostly in front of Chromebook, and in spite of stereotypes which assume that 8th graders always have their faces on their phones, I heard wonderfully boisterous sounds every day. It was almost as though these kids were starting over, going back to basics, briefly rediscovering some element of childhood before heading off to high school. I should also mention that there's a lot of nice grass in our courtyard, but in the back left corner by the wall, now nothing but a dirt patch. That reminds me of something a custodian here once told me. Some of us obsess over having the perfect lawn. His children like to play sports in the backyard. They ruin the landscaping. But he told me, that's okay, because I'm looking to raise kids, not rats. Here at Madison, it's similar. We took whatever steps we could to make you happy at the same time you learn, because we have been trying to do our part along with your parents to help you to grow. You're way more important than that grass. This year in particular, we did everything we could to raise your spirits. At the same time, we helped you to raise the scores and your tests on your projects. You seemed so grateful for anything that we did. We were happy to help. Now to the advice portion of the speech. This is a year in which we've all been trying to remain as positive as possible and to look for silver linings. The district administrators have met frequently to focus on our own social and emotional well-being, so we might be able to help all the teachers and students to stay positive in this most difficult of years. We read and discussed a book called The Happiness Advantage, which talks about how the happier we are, the better we will perform. I'd like to pass on some of the things about that book that really struck me. One tip I learned had to do with organization. Limit your focus to small, measurable goals. It builds confidence, gives you a sense that you're always making forward progress. We learned about the notion of falling up as opposed to falling down, which is the ability to move on and in fact move up, not in spite of your setbacks along the way, but because of them. Every mistake that you make is a learning experience that can make you better. We learned the importance of the number 2.9013. Social psychologists have determined that number represents the ratio of positive to negative interactions necessary to make any team, group, or even school successful. So my advice would be to round it up to 3 and try to say at least 3 positive things to offset any one negative thing you say to someone. We learned that some of those same social psychologists have concluded that our behavior is literally contagious, that our positive attitude and actions can create a ripple effect that spreads out in all directions and which can reach all of those around us. That's a good kind of contagious. Lastly, we learned about the importance of social connectedness, about having supportive people all around us, so that when we encounter an unexpected challenge, we can hold on tight to the people around us. That makes perfect sense, because we've also learned about the positive impact we have on people when we simply smile, make eye contact, or yes, even hug. Finally now, I need to share an important question, and its even more important answer. When I spoke at an orientation event last month to parents of the students who will start next year in Madison as 6th graders, I shared with them something which my own daughter asked me at the dinner table one night. Because she remembers that the middle school years can be an emotional roller coaster, and that kids that age are so impulsive, still discovering themselves, and at times just plain awkward. She asked me flat out, why do you willingly choose to go to middle school every day of your life? I had an answer to that, which I shared with the parents that night, but I heard an even better answer later on, once again provided by my daughter. I don't know if she had continued to reflect upon that question, but much more recently she said to me, now I get it. For you, being in a middle school must be like watching a coming-of-age movie unfold right in front of you every day, every month, every year. When you all read To Kill a Mockingbird, I'm sure that your teachers may have described that novel as a coming-of-age story. Stories like that focus on change, on personal growth, both physical and emotional, and ultimately maturity. The main character often has to confront something that forces them to grow up in a hurry. In addition to the usual trials and tribulations of the middle school years, you all had to confront COVID, to focus on personal physical health and safety as we never had to before, while at the same time trying to overcome, to bridge literal distances in order to maintain those important social connections with friends and family that I spoke about earlier. The end of a coming-of-age story is almost always inspiring, though. Sometimes when a coming-of-age story is told through a movie, it is described with a cliche like, it's the feel-good movie of the summer. So, in spite of what you encountered in the middle of your middle school story, look where you are now. With all that you've been through and the way in which you have persevered, you have a new appreciation for so many things, to include school. In spite of how tough things have been, you are not now limping to the finish line. You have rediscovered your stride and have a lot of forward momentum as you head toward high school. That's why I truly view this year's Madison Middle School coming-of-age story like a feel-good movie. All of us who played a role in this one will remember it and remember you for a long time. Congratulations to the Madison class of 2021.
Please refrain from applause until all student names have been called. Brianna Aguilar. Rashad Adelaide. Damaris Alonso. Natasha Anderson. Josie Nega. Adrina Artis, Maximus Maldino, Caden Mama, Marvin Gavindilla, Sean Burston, Kate Bagaraki, Vidant Varga, Brandon Lavona, Daniel Brioso, Matthew Bucci, Gianna Carranza. Caitlin Chamberlain. Olivia Chandler. Enoch Sean Choi. Kira Cirinella. Giselle Clement. Lola Coleman. Vaughn Cologne. Christopher Contreras. Alyssa Coriano. Jonar Diode. Logan De La Rosa. Isaiah Diaz. Nicholas DiDio. Savannah DeJoseph. Isabella DiMarino. Gabriel Ebert. Edward Eisenman. Aaron Fleischner. Elizabeth Foote. Olivia Bernari. Shay Garnsey. Sydney Goldberg. Seth Goldstein. Alexander Goncalves. James Grabowski. Pranati Gupta. Luke Apsis. Juliana Hammond. Vanessa Herrera. Hippolito Cristiano. Justin Ho. Emma Hull. Lucius Hyden. Kaylin Wang. Jacob Jordan. Matthew Calarico. Michael Kay. Christopher Landers. Caitlin Landon. Alicia Laveau. Evan Ligori. Joseph Labono. Ashley Matsama. Chase Marsilius. Haley McDonough. Wyatt McGrath. Joseph Melia. Sean Miller. Sophia Moderno. Arif Modi. Marjorie Molina. Mariah Moran. Alexander Borelli. Nicola Munya. William Nagy. Melanie Natividad. Joseph Nguyen. Megan Nugent. Hadassah Padilla. Addison Pastor. Rui Haydow. Samantha Pettigrew. Christopher Pettinella. Mackenzie Pickering. Matthew Pires. Juliana Pisano. Hope Clapp. Gianna Reedy. Catherine Rhodes. Isabella Rios. Luis Rivera. Elaine Rodriguez. Kylie Sabat. Abel Sanchez. Nicholas Scalise. Michael Cementi. Morano Serna. Lorenzo Sevilla. Samantha Sheehan. Brenda Srivastava. Aiden Sutton. Scott Targowski. Cameron Telford. Vincent Trin. Daniel Bate. Alex Voss. Kayla Ward. Mia Weber. Aiden Witten. William Wick. Madeline Wilkins. Cedra Aldula. Mateus Almeida. Peter Barr. Grace Bartlett. Jenna Brzezinski. Celine Mildick. Emmanuel Bichet. Isabella Cabral. Will Carley. Giovanni Chapa. Redima Took. Anne Codd. Grace Codd. Kaylon Commodore. Elise Daly. Daniel Debukai. Alyssa DeFranco. Bruno De Freitas. Vanya Kier. Kai Fontilla. Troy Gallies. Junai Grant. Kirsten Hashmi. Lucas Husted Edwards. Michael Inesca. Sarah Johnson. Yuvraj Kapoor. Cameron Aguiada. Michael Antipas. Mara Ashby. Dylan Atherton. Isabella Ayers. Pedro Barrios. Lawrence Barkley. Owen Barton. Hayden Basher. Caleb Birch Jeffrey. Trinity Bokikia. Nicholas Borgo. Elijah Bowen. Mikhail Bridgeforth. Adrian Brood. Madison Brigham Simino. Paola Cardona. Corbin Carter. Elizabeth Karen. Selena Chen, Stephen Collins, Natalie Contreras, Alexandra Cano, Exior Cruz, Tony Cummings, Abigail Dayton, Luella Dela Cruz, Remy Denone, Jalen Durag, James Delaney, Sarah Edwards, Ava Esposito, Isabella Estrada, Isabella Falcone, Michael Fernandez James, Emily Ferreira, Riley Phillish, Oliver Flores Reyes, Jake Fonte, Sophia Jacoby, Abigail Gamos, Oliver Heinz, Randy Hedaway, Isaiah Henry, Arthur Honeychurch, Simon Honeychurch, Elena Intero, Azaria Kirby, Shane John, Charles Kane, Lola Karimi, Sarah Cabico, Kylie Caroblian, Jack Larkin, Brooke Levine, Julia Laurent, Mark Lipinski, Niall McIntyre, Aiden Nakayoko, Francis Mastriani, Samara McGlynn, Lily Nikowitz, Owen Miller, James Milden Perla, Christian Mora, Samantha Ludford, Kiera Napoleon, David Yadwick, Alani Droge, Kamali McDonald, James Payne, Ryan Payne, David Parkas, Aiden Perry, Reed Peterson, Lila Matini, Allison Bucciarelli, Ashwin Rajatheran, Chase Reynolds, Rafael Rivero, Dominic Spadaro. Sierra Steele. Thomas Tenacey. Kylie Torres. Molly Vicente. Daniel Vidal. Callie Botticelli. Anthony Mazzella. Lauren Wade. Riley Worth. Benjamin Wojcicki. Haley Wright. Matthew Yao. Ava Corollas. Cecilia Espina. Vanessa Beckman. Sierra Astry. Daniel McCarthy. Timothy Pacheco. Eliana Papa. Luis Patti. Jacob Ota. Ishan Rahman. Destin Randall. Sadie Rappa. Jackson Sanderson. Noah Scrivani. Abigail Searles. Parker Seastrong. Arushi Sharma. Blake Tarasca. Viet Tran. Aubrey Wachowski. And Jared Zielinski.
Closing remarks, except the closing remarks are usually just Mr. Coppola saying, oh, march out meetings in the cafeteria for some snacks. But I'm very grateful that Mrs. Tesoro is here and can actually be our closer tonight. The final thing, finishing touches on the ceremony, we might want to think this through, we want to do it all the time. Once again, I appreciate her because she's wants to be the person for both of those ceremonies, both at the same time. She's here. I'm very happy. They are.
Nice to see us all in person. It's a great day. So the traffic was very heavy between Trumbull High School and Madison. It took me about 2 hours to get here. That's why I'm late. Gotta do something about the traffic around here. So, good afternoon, everyone. Congratulations to all of you students on your stepping forth Madison Middle School class of 2021. It's a pleasure and an honor to be here today. It feels like it wasn't that long ago that I was standing or sitting where all of you are sitting when my two daughters graduated from Madison, but actually it's a long time ago now. It's pretty sad. outstanding school system even better. It is only by working together that we are able to achieve great things, and we see that here today. On this special day for our students and families, I don't want to dwell on the pandemic. Finally, there is reason to be optimistic. I hope you never have to face a situation like this again, but if you do, you know you can meet the challenge because you did it. You should be very proud of that fact. I'd like to recognize the first responders, police, fire, and EMS who kept us safe, the healthcare professionals, nurses, doctors, and support staff who cared for us under the most difficult of circumstances. I'd also like to thank our teachers, administrators, and staff at Madison and throughout our district who work tirelessly every day under circumstances none of us could have predicted. To those of you in the audience and to your fellow professionals, let's give them a round of applause. To the parents, thank you for your patience, understanding, and all the support you always give to your children, especially these in this most challenging times. To our students, this day symbolizes an end and a beginning. You worked very hard and you were asked to do things much differently than ever before, and you succeeded. You are ready for your next step in your education. Some of you may be concerned about going to high school, and that's perfectly normal. You can expect to learn many new things, meet new teachers, and make lots of new friends. You'll have an amazing array of choices as to activities and classes at Trumbull High or whatever high school you are going to. There is something for everyone. Do your very best to work toward your goals while you are enjoying the things high school offers. You have the greatest source of support and guidance in your parents, but also know there are teachers, administrators, guidance counselors, social workers, and many others that are both available and willing to assist you. Take advantage of those resources as well. I'm very proud of the Madison Middle School Safe Promise Club for winning the Middle School Youth Education Award, the only middle school in Connecticut to be recognized with this award. So on behalf of the town of Trumbull, let me say congratulations to the teachers, administrators, and the staff for your efforts in making this day possible. Congratulations to the parents and families, and congratulations to the students on a job well done.